Delighted and happy Friday. I'm Julia Kronatowska.
And I'm Kaylee Kilrain, and we're back here with another Eagle Update.
As the new semester settles in, it seems that some old trends from 2017 are still among us.
For over the past year, vaping has become popular among high school students. It has become easier for students to vape in school due to vaping devices becoming smaller and more discreet. More than likely you, the Lighten students, have seen the problem firsthand. Boys and girls here have become more used to encountering a big group of kids vaping in the bathroom. Students say is a nuisance.
In previous years, I never really noticed that it had any effect in the school. Like I've never seen vaping in the school, like even junior year, but now it just seemed to kind of explode. And now, like every time you go into the bathroom, see a bunch of kids, it's just kind of vaping.
School staff are taking precautions to make vaping in school more difficult, with the aim of stopping altogether.
As you know, or if you don't know, you'll know now, you have to be 18 years old to buy, own, or possess a vape pen. So it is illegal. So if you are caught with it in school, you will receive a BIC from the school. You will also receive a $100 citation from the Franklin Park Police Department for being in possession of it.
Even though vaping overall is illegal until age 18, students are having no problem obtaining vape products and using them in school.
To be honest, it's pretty easy. I mean, all you have to do is pretty much go online and ship it to the place where, like, they don't, like, if your parents care, ship it to your friend's house. If they don't care, and then just tell them that it's yours, and they won't open it.
Cigarette smell, right? So when a student smokes a cigarette in the bathroom, there's a distinct odor that people walking by the bathroom would say, Mr. Byrne, Mr. Grosh, there's a cigarette smell coming from the bathroom, and a lot of times it's easy for us to get on camera and figure out who is in and out of the bathroom, and we can figure out who that person is because they smell of cigarette smoke. But with vaping, there's not a distinct smell, and the tools that they use, the vapes, are getting harder to, they're easy to conceal, and they're harder to detect as from a security standpoint, teachers. This was something very similar to what we found on a student last week. This looks exactly like a USB port, and at first the teacher didn't know what it was until we took a look at it and said, well, that's a vape pen. So it's a lot easier to conceal. They're making vape pens look like everyday objects that we use in school. I think students are doing it because they think it's safer than cigarettes, and they, for some reason, want to do something. But it's still nicotine. It's still one of the most addictive drugs that there is out there. And I'd say the best way to avoid this is to never start.
Ladies, get your markers and posters ready. Turnabout is on Friday, February 9th at the West Lyon Fieldhouse. Reporter Jocelyn Paz got the inside scoop.
Turnabout is an opportunity that allows girls to get out of their comfort zone and take on the guy's role. In society, it is a norm for guys to ask girls out, but we look deeper into how switching gender roles isn't such a bad thing. We caught up with some students and captured both perspectives on gender roles.
I think the guys, mainly because they feel more comfortable, and it's usually the guys who ask out.
Normally it tends to be the guy, but it's whoever has the most love in that relationship will give it.
I think girls do it better because they're just more creative, and when guys come to proposals, they ask girls for help. I'm pretty comfortable with it. Personally, I told my boyfriend that I liked him first, and now we've been dating for 6 months, so yeah.
I'm not so comfortable just because it's not typical for a girl to ask the guy.
For guys, it might be a little uncomfortable or perhaps unexpected, but for most, it's a good change.
No, I think society set these standards that guys should make the first move, but I think girls are just as capable of doing it.
Not at all. It's not a guy thing to make the first move. It's whoever right and can make the right decision.
No, I think girls should try to also make an effort mainly because like a guy might feel uncomfortable, and maybe that her asking him would make him feel more comfortable.
Has Turnabout initiated a brand new norm where girls are expected to ask guys out? This is field reporter Jocelyn Paz signing it back to the studio.
Now sending it over to Joe in the East SPN studio.
What's up, Leiden? Stats by Joe here in the East SPN studio, bringing you another Sports Minute. There has been 3 teams at Leiden in our history that have won a state championship. One is football, one is wrestling, and the third team is this week's Team of the Week, the Special Olympics basketball team. Behind first-year coach Mr. O'Connor, they went to their tournament and won both games with a 62-31 win over Waubonsie Valley and a 43-38 win over Nequa Valley. With those 2 wins, the Special Olympics basketball team advances to state, which they will play in March, for the first time since 2009. This week's Player of the Week goes to Sean Chihash, who in those 2 games averaged 14 points with a 16 and 12-point performance and 20 rebounds, grabbing 20 boards in each one of those games. Numbers like that are something not even our Ocean Johnson can match. Good luck to all of them as they compete in their state championship. And speaking of basketball and great causes, it's just a reminder that tonight is the Coaches vs. Cancer game, #BallingForBarb, that will be held in the East Fieldhouse at 7 p.m. tonight against Proviso East. Please come show your support. Every dollar counts. Catch me at the game, because for now it's Stats by Joe signing it back off to the studio.
Thanks, Joe. Now to talk about a heated subject talked among the Leiden Halls, Wi-Fi.
Here at Leiden, we are a strongly connected school between students and administration through the shared use of Chromebooks. In order for our communication to work, we must all be connected under a single network. With this technology, students are asking why they are not able to connect to the internet on their personal devices. While some students want it for school purposes, others want it for their leisure time. Students scurry from one class to another and continue to eat away at their data plans. Little do they know among them are individuals that are secretly connected to the Wi-Fi.
So the only option for a personal device is to use the guest network. We change that guest network password with some regularity, once every month or so. We do give it out when there are guests in the building. We understand that it gets leaked out. We have systems in place that we can monitor how many connections are at any one time. If we're noticing that there's a lot of activity when there's not guests in the building, we pretty much know that the guest network password is out in the open. So we monitor regularly. Well, first we issue every student a Chromebook so everybody has access. And we want to preserve the activity in school for educational purposes. And that's one way of doing that, is by making sure that students only have access on their Chromebooks. Allowing it for personal devices now adds some complexity to managing the network. It also, we can't control it as much. While students would still be behind the firewall, at the district level, it's a different firewall than what's on the Chromebooks. We'd have to manage that differently. So because we're one-to-one and we give everybody a device, we're really comfortable with that solution. There's been times when we haven't done our job and changed the password with enough regularity that there has been a number of extra devices on the network, but not ever all students having it that I'm aware of, at least.
Until further notice, the BYOD trend will not be offered, and we must take advantage of the opportunities which we have available with our Chromebooks.
Ending on a high note, we take a step outside of the studio and enter Leiden Halls to see just how much of our students know their music, with our special new segment, Leiden Lyrics. All right, we're here in the hallways, and let's find our first victim.
She said, "Do you love me?"
I tell her only part.
I told her I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Is that it?
I tell her only partly.
What?
She said, "Do you love me?" I told her only partly.
I told her only partly. I only love my dad and my mama. I'm sorry.
As for today, that's all we have for you, Leiden, but as always, we do have cookies.
The magic treasure chest, please. And the winner is Miss Carrillo's Spanish class.
Congratulations, and remember to
love the gold,
commit to blue,
because Leiden Pride
is the move. J&K out.